He made a joke about my height and then didn't adjust the microphone. Just to make sure everybody knew. Assalamu alaikum. It always takes me a moment to get comfortable on stage with all of you. Because I remember my first gala in 2009 at the Fremont Marriott with about 400 of you. How many of you were there? Higher, I want to see those hands. Okay. In 10 years, our staff has gone from 2 to 18 because of you. I had to do the math earlier for some of our reports, and as we were running the numbers, even we were surprised to learn that your support has helped grow CAIR San Francisco Bay Area to become not just an office of CAIR, but one of the largest Muslim civil rights organizations in the country all its own, and you made that possible. You showed up, you donated, you were with us, even when it was scary, even when it was controversial, even when it required courage. Last December, our office heard from the staff at UCSF Children's Hospital in Oakland. They were working with a family, young Abdullah Hassan's family. He was just 2 years old. He had come from Yemen, and he was on life support. We connected them with our attorneys in Sacramento. We connected them with celebrities in Hollywood, because yes, it takes that too. The ask was simple. This 2-year-old wanted to be with his mom in his last few days. His mom, Shema Suile, our sister, a woman from Yemen, got pregnant just as the war broke out in Yemen, America's proxy war. We pay Saudi Arabia to bomb Yemen. Shema realized, she learned that young Abdullah would be born with a degenerative brain disease. So she left Yemen to go to Egypt. Now, Abdullah has an American father. But Shema, his mom, is Yemeni. Iran, Syria, Somalia, Libya, Yemen, they still cannot come to the United States. And it doesn't matter that Abdullah was on life support. She had to send him to the United States in hopes that though she could not be with him, maybe the doctors in Oakland could save him. But when he finally got here, it was too late. And so all that was left to do was to take him off of life support. That is the call that CAIR took. We need his mom with him when we take him off of life support. This family had been trying for over a year to be reunited, to get Shema the permission to come to the United States. And as our team took on the case, our leadership in Sacramento, our friends across the country, it took 2 days. 20,000 emails to elected officials, wall-to-wall media coverage, and a lawsuit. And we forced the government to let Shema come. And you want to applaud, but she came to take her son off of life support. The hardest conversation I had with my staff after that case was, what do we do about the fact that we have given people hope that we can overcome the Muslim ban? Over and over again, we say to community members, oh, you want to be with your family? Is someone dying? Are they dying enough for us to be able to reunite them? But it's not just our community that is impacted by this administration's white nationalist family separation policies. So several weeks later, as the manufactured crisis at our southern border picked up, our interfaith partners reached out to CAIR, and they said, your faith teaches you to pray. Will you pray with us at the border wall? Maybe we can't overcome the guards. Maybe we can't take down the wall, but we can pray. And so a team of us, CAIR staff and members, went down to the border. If you've never seen the US-Mexico border, I strongly urge that you visit it. It is an incredibly militarized zone where government thugs walk around in military attire with weapons as though they would kill you if you moved. And we know that the police officers across our country do. So why wouldn't these border patrol guards? But we approached them anyways. Rows and rows of us, interfaith activists praying, singing, like Hossam, I don't sing. And they said to us, they threatened us. They, while holding guns, said to us, we don't want any violence. We said, well, we came with our prayer beads. And they continued to say, we don't want any violence. And we said, you are the ones holding the guns. They took one step forward, we took 2 steps forward. We were there to pray. And eventually, we were lined up against the border guards. And in that moment, well, it was too late for me to run away because there were people behind me. But I had a doubt. Am I really here for the right reasons? What could happen to me? They could break my face, and there would be no consequences. And all I could do was remember that nothing harms us unless Allah wills it. That's it. Nothing harms us unless Allah wills it. And nothing benefits us. Nothing benefits us unless Allah wills it. I tried to get arrested. I had every intention of doing it that day. I sang. You would think that that alone would get me arrested. Osama was arrested, Hossam was arrested, Fayaz was arrested, Asma was arrested, everywhere to my sides. And I don't know if any of you have ever been arrested. They grab you, they throw you to the floor, they rub your face in the sand, and then they put the handcuffs on you. And you disappear for a certain number of hours. If you are privileged, like many of us in this room, you have your papers, so you eventually emerge. You have access to resources, so someone pays your bail. And if you, like me, walked to the wall that day, it's going to take a lot more than a little bit of roughing up to take me out of the fight. That, sisters and brothers, is courage under fire. And I don't say it to praise myself, but rather to praise you. Because when I walked to those border guards, I knew that Allah would protect me, and He would protect me through all of you. I knew that He would protect CAIR, and He would protect CAIR through all of you. And so I had one objective: to get to that wall and pray. What started as a dream, as a vision of some of our founders, has grown to become a force to be reckoned with. 18 people staff this CAIR organization. When I tell them we might risk arrest, they don't blink an eye. When I tell them that there is someone stuck at the airport and we need to call and get them out, they do it without hesitation. You know, because you've talked to Ahmad and Brittany and Amir and Jeffrey, who are helping people right here in the United States be safe, be whole, and be a part of our community. Just last week, Amir told us that one of his clients, who had been waiting over a year for his oath ceremony, because we sued the government on his behalf, all of a sudden is being sworn in as a US citizen. That's all it took. But it's no small feat. As we were running the numbers, you know, people ask, well, what do you do with 18 people in the San Francisco Bay Area? Islamophobia is not that bad here, right? So we've got to lead the way, which is why over a dozen cities and counties in this region, because of Samina and Aliza and Osama's work, recognize Muslim Appreciation Month, because we are community members here and they should celebrate us. Okay, that's a photo opportunity. But you know what? We're in Silicon Valley and police departments here are acquiring facial recognition technology. So we partnered with Secure Justice and the ACLU to pass the first facial recognition tech bans in San Francisco, and then in Oakland, and then in Berkeley. If you are in Santa Clara or San Jose or Palo Alto and you haven't had a conversation with Samina about this cutting-edge legislation that leads the way, that says they can't take our faces and put them in databases, we're going to make law in your cities. And then day in and day out, people ask us about the youth. So Courtney and Amina and Zoha work with our young people, because I never got to sit in the state capitol building as a 17-year-old, but every year dozens of CAIR youth go to the state capitol to debate legislation as though they were actual legislators. Because why shouldn't they be? Every year, hundreds of young people have now graduated from this program, and they go on to the Muslim Game Changers Network, where they learn about their identities, they learn about our country's history, they learn about community organizing and how to navigate the media. Every day, your CAIR team, not mine, not the board's, yours, is willing to get arrested, is willing to file a lawsuit, is willing to work on a weekend to help someone get their naturalization application done, and is happy to have hard conversations with our youth. 25 years, thousands of clients, lots of legislation, and so many of you to thank for it. I hope that tonight you will do the uncomfortable. You will make the stretch. You will be courageous and join us in building the next 25 years of CAIR. Jazakallah khair.